Hello everyone, welcome to the page. My name is Bolt, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Unite Warriors Grand Galvatron box set. Now obviously this is a Takara Tomy, I believe Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, Takara Tomy Mall exclusive box set. So basically Japanese exclusive. Lovely artwork on the front, very nice art. UW-06, Zombie Haunted the Grand Galvatron, Unite Warriors. The size of the box, nothing too fancy, just a bit of same as always. My box is a bit scuffed in places, but what else can you do? Back of the box, you get the whole gang. Tactician Cyclonus, Ghost Starscream, Curse Armada First, Zombie War Breakdown, and Wandering Roller. All in their distinctive places. Lovely piece of figure photography there. Just noticed the background, you got a bit of a silhouette of Grand Galvatron on the back. Bottom of the box, I can't read. Top of the box, again, it's upside down. Commander Horn Leader Grand Galvatron, image of his face up the top there. Opening the box real quick. Something we can do. Hopefully it's not all fallen out. There we go. Some of it's fallen out, I believe. Oh no, it hasn't. All the figures are inside the box. Bring that a bit closer. It's a bit shiny because of the light, but everything is inside the box. And flipping it down, you can see the lid up top has lots of lovely details about the figure, which I can't read. There's a spec box. It says Decepticons here, even though Roller is an Autobot. Oh, I've dropped it. Lovely little fellow. Let's get him open and show you the details inside. So before we get into the figures themselves, I want to take a brief look at the instruction manual for the set, because I love this thing. What's the word before? The artwork, that's it. The artwork is the same as on the box for the front. I'll show you the back in just a second. But what I like about this booklet is that it's like a proper, like, to grab like an American example, like a Western example, it's just like a fold out, you know, step-by-step thing. Bit bland, bit boring, but for Unite Warriors, it's a proper like flip open specs and black and white images, some text in there as well, which I can't read unfortunately. I believe at the back of the book, yeah, you get a big spread of the whole thing. Some advertisements, obviously, gotta sell more toys. Places to put things, all bits and bobs, alternate configurations, and on the back, a lovely little piece of art. They had just for all the figures, their own unique piece of artwork. Very lovely. The gang's all here. As I say, a big fan of this. Right, so getting down into the nitty and gritty of things, we're going to start off with Zombie War Breakdown, who is a very lovely figure in my opinion. This mold is based off of, well, it's not based off of, it is the Combiner Wars off-road mold, which, if I remember correctly, was used to make even Ironhide and First Aid in the Combiner Wars line. First Aid again in Unite Warriors, alongside this figure obviously, and Unite Warriors Ratchet. Although First Aid and Ratchet use a heavily altered version of this mold. Big old block here making ambulances, and new hood as well, but Ironhide and Off-Road are the same. Obviously this is based off of the Prime version of Breakdown, not the regular G1 version, and if you ask me, it works surprisingly well. Lots of lovely details, very nice paint jobs, obviously, that's what you get with new Night Warriors. Nice little bit of orange here, very nice silver on the grille and the headlights, same silver on the side, taillights on the back, lovely silver strip here. In terms of kibble, it's not the worst I've seen. You can either have the head or the combined port here. I prefer that because of the way he does his vehicle mode. Not vehicle mode, combined mode. Bit of knees and a bit of feet here, which don't really drag or collide with anything when you're scooting him along, which is very lovely. In terms of weapons, he comes with an axe. Same as pretty much every other version of this figure, come with this axe in different colours. I can't say much for Ratchet because I don't own him, or First Aid either, or Off-Road even, only Ratchet, not only Ironhide in this figure, but this is probably the best version of this figure just because it has two different colours. Along with that, he also comes with your standard Combined Wars hand-foot gun thing. You know, just flip that up, hand, flip it out, not hand, gun, that out, foot, flip out the fingers and the thumb, voila, hand. You know, standard Combined Wars, Unite Warrior stuff. We're gonna get him transformed into his robot mode, and then we can show you how he looks in that form. And here we have the robot mode. Again, lovely little figure, based off the Prime version of the character instead of the G1 version. Very nice paint job if you ask me. I like the bits of silver up here and on the waist and feetsies and little knees. Head sculpt as well, especially gorgeous sculpt, I think. Not new to the figure, I think this was with Off-Road, but again, it looks very nice. Definitely fits the G1ification they were going for. Also the hands as well, painted, very nice. Can hold the axe, but my version's a bit loose, and he can also hold the handgun foot thing. Though if you ask me, get that in his hand. Come on. Come on. Get in there. He doesn't want to hold it, does he? There we go. Looks a bit silly, doesn't it? So you can pop it off to the side and you can use it for a foot. If I had to nitpick though, what is he doing with that back? I know the other figures have it, but I feel like they could have condensed it down a bit more, so like sat against here, because like the arms can get a bit caught by them. Bit of a problem if you ask me, but what can you really do? You're working with a figure you're supposed to be selling for about £20, £15–20 when it came out, although this figure was about £100 when he came out. But again, you're working with molds. You're working with Hasbro molds really, so you can't really help it. But that's breakdown for you. Moving right along, we have I think a bit of a hybrid figure if you ask me. That is Wandering Roller. Now, to my knowledge, this is based off of both the G1 version of the character, where he was Optimus Prime's little drawing buddy, and the IDW version, where he was a policeman. Ew. Yeah, he's basically a mixture of the two versions, with the robot mode, obviously, as you can kind of tell, being IDW, and the vehicle mode, obviously, being G1. I'm not 100% sure why they chose this version, this character's at least. One Autobot, obviously, in a team of Decepticons. But I am going to be honest with you all, I have a bit of a soft spot for this figure. The mold here is based off of Combiner Wars Rook, who was later used to make Swindle, and Hound, if I remember correctly. I like this figure a lot. I have got one big problem, which we'll get to when we get to the York mode. Not York mode, the robot mode. Nice little like oil cans up here, same on the other side. Police sirens at the top. Autobot insignia as well, the only insignia I think on this figure. Could be wrong, I don't know. Headlights, little port for his weapon. Kind of his gun. I'm not really sure how you describe this gun really. It's a bit like a taser. It's like electric sparks coming from these two ports. That can plug in the middle or on the top, on either one of these. I've got another port here which you can plug again with your foot hands. You can bring your foot hands in, plug that on top, and if you wanted to, you get really crazy. I was going to say you can plug another one on top, but this is the only hand in the set that has the hole in it. Sad, but you know, again, what can you do? Little driver's seat there, which makes this thing look really massive. Door here as well. This is a pretty big truck now, look at it. Some tools on the side. Some more detail mirrored. Kibble wise, only really the head pops out here, and like you can sort of tell these are the shoulders. Other than that, mostly because this is one solid piece. Not too kibble heavy. And let's look at the back. Lovely little dude. Let's get him transformed and I can show you the alt mode. So here he is in his robot mode. And to get one thing clear, my god, what a backpack he has. I don't really like this. I think maybe it sort of works if you look at it like a literal backpack sense, like take his weapon, like pop it in his backpack. You know, pop it in his backpack. But yeah, it's just really clunky. It doesn't really affect the figure's posability too much. But it does look a bit odd. Other than that though, with what you're working with the idea you've got going on of this being a mixture of the two versions, I'm a big fan of it. Obviously he doesn't turn into a big like silver buggy in the comics. I'll put a picture up on screen somewhere of what he does turn into. But obviously, as I say, you're mixing the two versions and he looks rather nice. The hands are a bit weird though. So obviously as you can see here, that's his fist and his weapon is coming out of it. It's like he has like a weapon, like, I don't know, his hands like that or something. There's got punch you while shooting at the same time. A bit silly, but you know, Rook had it as well. Overall, not a bad little figure. Same with breakdown over there. No new molds for this figure. It's all repaint city here. But it works very well for Vola. Although I have no idea why I decided to put an Autobot on the team of the Decepticons. The figure I think probably most people would be interested in this set is this one. Ghost Starscream. I don't know why his nose cone's like that, probably just the lighting. I have feelings about this figure. I like him, but on the other hand, I don't really know how I feel about him because of the horror stories I've heard about gold plastic. Although I do think there's some remedies here, but that's a robot mode thing. The jet mode, I like it. Floppy wing aside, it's a very nice jet mode. Very much looks like Starscream, like Starscream's jet mode. Surprised that they used the ghost version of Starscream. I mean, it's not a bad choice. Always love me a Ghost Starscream, but considering the fact that we haven't actually had a proper Combiner Wars Starscream or United Warriors Starscream, bit of a peculiar choice if you ask me. Traditional Starscream hallmarks, you know, your gold cockpit, your blue wings, the signals on the sides and your stripes. Bit of a weird thing that I noticed. You can technically see two cockpits for this figure, because obviously you got the combiner port that's supposed to be his cockpit here, but because of the transparent plastic, you can see both cockpits at the same time. Bit of an oddity, but what can you do? In terms of weaponry, just your standard pistol. It's either Skydive or Air Raid that this figure's remolded from. I know it repainted even with a new head, obviously. I know that Thrust is one of the other two. It's those two figures I know, I believe. And these two figures are one or the other. But yeah, in terms of weaponry, just that pistol. Surprised that the pistol isn't also translucent. But you know, probably because of the, like, don't want to have it breaking on you. Also surprised that they didn't bother to give him null rays on the figure, although he doesn't really have anywhere. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We'll save that bit for the robot mode. Speaking of, let's get him transformed. Here is his robot mode, and I feel like there's an elephant to address in the room. This doesn't really look like Starscream to me. Obviously the head looks very much like Starscream, but it's really the body type. I mean, they did give all the like the traditional Starscream colours and the hallmarks. You know, blue hands, blue feet, Seeker-esque chest with a orange combiner port. But the problem there is, you know, the backpack kibble. Officially, the official way to do it is to have it like that, where it's all like, I mean, obviously it's a bit more compact, but you lose even more of the Starscreamisms with like no wings at the back. So keep them open for me, please. Even though they are the other way around how Starscream usually has them. Pointy shoulders. I kind of like them on Starscream. They do look a bit like to grab like a more traditional Starscream real quick. Kingdom Starscream does look a bit like his pointy shoulder fins, but like the really like the big old armpits, I'm gonna call them, you know, the gaps here do look a bit strange if you ask me. Returning to the back, obviously big old cockpit on the back and the wings. I can live with the wings but not really the cockpit, but jet modes, what are you gonna do? No Norvays as well. He just has to hold his weapon in his hand. I would have preferred some Norvays, but nowhere really to put them on his hands. I don't think they would be wanting to make new molds of this figure, other than obviously head. Obviously, as you can see, some of the parts, like, let me get on his crotch. Some people might like that. Obviously, not all of it is transparent plastic. Some of it is like solid. Mostly like the bits that you'd be needing to like play around with him. Like obviously combine the port that's holding up the figure to another figure, so or supporting the weight of another figure if he's leg mode, so I don't really want that being more brittle. Oh, and obviously like ball joints and headpiece. Headpiece obviously probably because it looks better. Although I think in the Japanese version of Titan's Return, he was a headmaster and that was translucent plastic. Maybe they just changed their minds. So that's Starscream. Let's pop him to the side and get into Thrust. So here we have Thrust, and I have got a bit of confession to make. At the time of this recording, I have not seen Transformers Armada, so I can't really give too many details on this character. As a figure though, oh, he is lovely. Very nice jet mode. Pop him up like that. Very nice little jet mode, if you ask me. Definitely looks like what I've seen of the figure of the original Armada Thrust, although his wings are supposed to be like that. So I like to keep them like this because it's a bit more compact, but we'll have them like that for accuracy's sake. I really do like the stripes of green and on the fins and the wings, and the like metallic blue and a little bit of not orange, silver along the figure. I think it makes it pop. Bit of red there. Another port for your weapons. Same weapon as Starscream, just in the darker color. Plug that on there like so. Looks it's okay. It doesn't look the best, if you ask me. We'll pop that off and bring it back in the alternate mode. Not mode, weapon mode. Underside, not the best really. Could have done a bit better, but obviously, again, you're working with like a 20 figure toy that's being sold in the box set. It's supposed to be like £20 though. So obviously you can't really go all out with covering it all up. I do like how the head though, bit of an indent here for the head to sit in so it doesn't look as bad. But you know, what can you do really? It's inevitable with your jet modes that this is going to look good, well, mostly, and this isn't going to look as good, but you really only have your jet modes like this. No one's displaying their jet modes like this, are they? So that's Thrust's lovely jet mode. Let's get him transformed into his robot mode. So here we have the figure in his robot mode, and if I was to nitpick, not too big a fan of the head sculpt. I think he probably could have done without the face and more of like a visor, because I think he had one in the original show. But I'll live with it. Very nice greens to it, very nice like neon green with a bit of grey and a bit of dark grey, some silver in there as well. The orange breast here, I believe, is a reference to the show as well. Nice little attention to detail there. Unlike Starscream, who probably could have done with it, he has got ports on the sides of his arms. Probably put some noise there if it was a Starscream figure. But what can you do? Coming to the back, again, basically the same as Starscream over there in terms of kibble. Fins on the feet and wings and a cockpit. You can't really help it. That's like a hallmark, like Optimus having window abs. You're gonna have to deal with it. Overall, nice little figure. Lots of lovely little details. Let's pop him to the back with Roller and get the only figure in the set that actually came out in Combiner Wars. So here we have, as I said earlier, the only figure in the line that actually came out in the Combiner Wars series, Cyclonus, or as the box says, Tactician Cyclonus. And obviously, the Takara, Tomy, the Japanese company, did a much better job of colouring this guy than the Hasbro markets. I am simply in love with this colour scheme. Like, if I get a bit closer, it looks darker back here, but it's like this really like baby blue kind of purple, like magenta, I want to say. Bits and bobs up here, some greys as well. Oh, he's lovely. Nice orange details here as well. In terms of weaponry, lovely cannon. Same color scheme, same purples, like baby blue purple on the cannon. Very nice, like Galvatron orange tip here, like, because obviously this is Grand Galvatron, this is the Combiner's weapon as well. Nice orange here. In terms of kibbly kind of bits on this figure. Oof. Not the best. Not for me, not for me. You can see his whole chest, his arms, his thighs. Yeesh. As I say, you can't really help it, but quite disappointing. It's like he's just like a slab of body underneath. Such a lovely vehicle mode. And speaking of bodies, let's get him transformed. So in terms of robot mode, he does look absolutely just simply delicious, really. Yeah, same compliments really as the vehicle mode. Lovely purples, although now you've got some sort of like darker purples mixed in as well. Bit of greys mixed in on the joints. The calves here have the combiner mode chest here. Does look a bit out of place. Looks better on. I think this is probably the only time where I can really say that the Hasbro version of the figure did it better, because the chest was like purple there, same purple as the rest of the figure, so it doesn't stick out as much. Lovely little figure he is. These bits here are removable, so you could probably lose them easily, which isn't the best, I don't think. But this is like a, I believe, a Silverbolt retool, and he didn't come with the spiky bits, so they were just like regular holes. Moving over to the back, same as these two gents over here, wings, cockpit. That bit there, these two holes here, is where the gun will plug in the jet mode, and also these two guys as weapons for the bit of storage on the combiner mode. But again, getting ahead of myself. Nice little bits of orange here, alluding to the I want to say that's alluding to the cockpit of the vehicle mode. Something you can do in this mode, actually, if you want to, you can tear his chest open, swivel that round, put that back up, and then voila, you've got yourselves a reference to the Unite Warriors manga. Also, maybe Alien as well. So here he is, Grand Galvatron, in all of his wonder. He looks amazing, if you ask me. All the parts of him work in tangent to just wow the socks off me. The chest up here and the head are coloured this way because the original Galvatron back in 1986, I believe it was, what he was coloured grey, because they didn't know at the time. So that's just a reference to that. Coming to the back of the figure, I think, see weapon storage for all the lads. Usually, like, the official transformation has the hands here folded upwards, but if you bring them down, weapon storage, this here is actually in the instructions, as we saw earlier. Bring the figure a bit closer. Something I can't really do because, you know, he takes up the whole frame. Let's see if we can have a little bit of a shuffling of the mic of the tripod. Bring that up a bit so you can get all the lovely details. I think the only problem I really have with this figure, I think, is if I just if I bring this back a bit, we can show him off a bit more. Only problem I really have with the dude is how the cannon attaches, because it's on grab him by the waist. It's on the tip of Starscream's wing there, so just pop that off. It's just where Starscream's wing is. Not the best. It looks a little bit clunky, if you ask me. Would have preferred, actually, no, I can't do that, can I? I would have probably preferred it was attached. Whoop, where are we going? I would have preferred if it was attached like on here somewhere. Like, I know there's the hole there, but you can't really get down there. But it feels like on here somewhere that probably would have looked a whole lot better if you ask me. Again, lots of G1 accurate details here. Lovely, lovely. Other side, you know, that's just the same problem as Starscream. You can't really attach it on here anywhere because the hole's just there. So close yet so far. I mean, you could just have him hold it, but that's not really Galvatron, is it? As I say, bit peculiar. I've said it many times in this review, but bit peculiar. We have one Autobot, although the fiction does fix that problem. Lovely little fellow. Lots of guns, lots of weaponry, lots of firepower. He looks menacing and intimidating, as he should be. Although not as intimidating if you pop out there and pop that out, and he's got a head for a groin. And there we have it, everyone. That's my review of the Transformers Unite Warriors Grand Galvatron box set. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who either has the money to afford it or finds a good listing on some online market or a convention or something. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you like, share, comment and subscribe to help us out getting more videos out, really. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.